How do you know what to post on social media, especially Instagram is what we're going to focus on today, if you're an online business owner? I'm going to give you exactly the answer just after this. Welcome back to the Intrepid Emma YouTube channel. My name is Emma Givens. I'm a content marketer and brand copy strategist for women entrepreneurs. I am going to focus today on giving you some strategies that will outlast any tweaks to the algorithm or whether Instagram introduces stories or reels, etc., whatever might be next. These are strategies in terms of how you can make sure you're putting out a certain amount of content in a certain number of buckets that will get you more interest, more engagement, more clients. There are 3 general buckets that you're going to want to hit. Number 1 is expert/educational content. You want this to be about 45% of the content you're putting out there. Now that's a somewhat arbitrary number, but you're getting close to half of the content you're putting out there is essentially what I'm trying to say. You're going to share your knowledge and the systems you have in place for your business, any frameworks you have in mind for your business, any skills and techniques you can teach for your business. Bucket number 2 is know, like, trust, and that is around 35% of estimated. It's about a third of all the content you put out there. Based on the name of this bucket, know, like, trust, you will probably sense that it's about sharing your humanity and showing that you're a like-minded person with the people in your audience. So a little bit of vulnerability in a way that builds trust, that's not undermining your business in any way, but that builds trust. Showing what your interests are, especially if you think those interests line up with those of your ideal clients. Those can really bring a more personable experience and build what we call a parasocial relationship, where people feel like they have a relationship with you even though they haven't had the chance yet to meet you in real life. And that is shortcutting the emotional connection so that when it's time for the third category, they're very warm and primed. So the third bucket is offers. Now this is both paid offers and your freebie that builds your email list for your business. So this is maybe about a quarter of what you put out there. Again, these are all estimates, but this is the one you definitely need to put out there. Don't get me wrong, you have to make your offers, but it's not the majority by any stretch of the imagination of what you're putting out there. Content marketing is primarily about building relationships and engagement in an audience or in future clients. So it's mostly about pouring value into them first, and then at select times you'll ask for a little bit of value back or a lot of value back, right? A little bit might be to ask for their email address because they love your content, so let's take the relationship a step further. Or it might be that they've been engaging with you consistently and it's time to take it to the client relationship step. So you may be asking for money, essentially. That's what they reinvest in you. It could even be asking for their time, right? So if you want to host a live event, they have to be willing to give you their time. If they didn't know you, if you hadn't built a relationship with them first, it's far less likely that they are going to sign up to something that's going to take them a full day. So to make your offers successful in a social media context, it's critical that you're focusing on pouring value into them first, which happens with sharing your educational posts and sharing who you are. So you're building trust. You're building trust not only in who you are as a person in that second category, but also in your expertise with the educational category. So overall, it's just a no-brainer for them. They like you, they like the work you do. So if you are offering something that's right for them, they're going to say, yes, absolutely, yes, please. So now I'm going to share with you an ideal example of how you use these buckets. Again, I'm kind of giving you how much in terms of percentages, so you can work with that. Even if you just posted a few times a week on Instagram, for example, you can work with my kind of general percentages I've just given you. However, there's a much easier way for me to show you this, and it's pretty ideal in consistency, at least as of 2021. So pick your hero piece of content. I'm going to use a blog post as an example because that's my hero content as a writer. So hero in the sense that is where I start, generally speaking. And after that, it's a matter of repurposing. So I will create a blog post on one of the themes I've selected for my business. I have a video on that, so I will link to it up here somewhere and in the description below. So start with one of my themes and then think about the topics that my ideal clients are interested in. Right? So, okay, today I have to deal with the theme of mental health, and I want to write on the top 5 grounding exercises to manage your anxiety, something like that, for example. So what I do with that is I write a blog post about the top 5. You know, it's a theme that my people are interested in. It's a specific educational skill set that I'm teaching them, some theory generally speaking, because I can't really help them practice skills. I can give them prompts, but it's generally some theory that shows off my expertise and provides them value in the form of education. And I take that post and then I repurpose it onto social media. That's the easiest way to do it. So you can break a post apart in a lot of different ways. I have a repurposing guide that's at intrepidemma.com/free guide, and I'll also link it in the description below. But if you start with a blog post, essentially you can rip out parts that are great quotes. That can essentially be your Instagram post. You can also take a fantastic paragraph that explains the value of what you're sharing, and that could be its own post. You can really break down those 5 grounding exercises that I'm using in this example. You know, take out all the extra explanation and just crunch them into the 5, have a little introduction on your Instagram post and a little call to action at the bottom saying like, share the number of your favorite grounding exercise in the comments below, and that can be an Instagram post. So again, that free guide will show you in more detail how you can repurpose a hero piece of content, but these are some examples you can start with. Now that you have a lot of options for your educational posts, I would say ideally, if you're going to post 7 days a week, try and make sure 3 of those are an educational post. I would even say potentially 4, but the 7 days a week example might be a lot for people. So maybe, you know, 3 posts that are educational. So you took 1 blog post and turned it into 3 posts. That's fantastic. Next, share maybe 2 posts that are know, like, trust. And another way of doing this is primarily putting that in your stories, because that's a really easy way to show the real you, the spur of the moment kind of you. But absolutely in your feed, another way to do that is to talk about, okay, these are my values, or this time last year I was in Mallorca, for example, and, you know, harken back to a fun time or a place that they may have in common with you, or values they may have in common with you. Even imagery makes a big difference there. Like, have a really spur of the moment candid shot of you on your feed when you're using a know, like, trust topic. And then for educational posts, you might have some more infographic style posts. These are some examples of the visual parts. That's not really what we're getting into, but to give you somewhere to start. So let's say that you put 2 know, like, trust posts on your feed. The third type, the offers, I would say put 2 posts up, and 1 is a paid offer and 1 is your freebie. Another way to do this is to put your freebie in your stories, for example, and put your paid offer in the feed. So that way you have nourished them in a sense with the educational posts. You've reminded them that you're a real human and you actually care. You know, you have something in common with them and there's a face behind the business. This is really your strength as a solopreneur or as a small business owner, is people feel warm when they see you're a real human, especially when they see your face. If they can hear you talking on video, it builds trust really, really quickly. So you've nourished them, you've nurtured the relationship, and finally it's time to ask for value back. So if the thing you're offering, whether in the form of a freebie or a paid offer, is what they really needed, it's what they were looking for the whole time, and theoretically you've nurtured and you've created an audience of people who do care about your topics and your services because you're creating themes, topics that are related to your services, then at least some of those people should be captivated by your offer and sign up for the freebie, or at least take the conversation to the next level for turning into a client or selling them a product. So to summarize that example, I've actually taken it down from, you know, on the 7th day you can rest and 6 days you post. So let's say you post, out of those 6 days, 3 of them are education, 2 of them are know, like, trust, and then an offer post could be the final one on your feed. And you might put the freebie in the stories, for example. If you did want to use all 7 days, then you would also put that freebie on the feed. That's essentially the simplest way I can describe how I share with my own clients in the world of content marketing, how they can nurture their audience, build trust, build credibility, and ultimately use social media to help them sell. It can be challenging, especially on a platform like Instagram that doesn't want to take people off of the platform. You want to build relationships on that platform and then invite them, once they really care, to take the step of finding you elsewhere, right? Because they're actually going to bother to go to the link in your bio if they know that they really, really love what you put together for them. Then they're going to say, oh, I have to go check out the full blog post because I love this person. I love how she talks about her given topic. Okay, let me go check out her blog post. And then from there, they'll sign up to your email list, they'll become a client, it'll turn out wonderfully. There's a lot more to it than that, but that is essentially a great starting place on social media. So if you want to learn more about creating social media content that supports your services and your products as a business owner, then I invite you to my webinar on April 8th, 2021, and just depending on when you're watching this. It is called Create Soulful Content, and we're going to get completely clear on what your themes are. What is the difference between copy and content writing? How do I know I'm creating content, right? How do I translate this into the language that my ideal clients speak? So that way, every time I put together a piece of content, whether it's for social, for email, newsletters, for your YouTube channel, for your blog, it's all really intentional and creates a strong relationship and is part of the journey towards them becoming a client. How do I create content that has soul, that puts them first, my ideal clients? They matter to me, and also builds your business at the same time. That is the theme of this webinar, and we're going to cover that in 1 hour. It's jam-packed. I really think you're going to love it. So the link to sign up is in the description. There are 2 different times, so you can show up live, although there is going to be a recording, so as long as you sign up to the list, you'll get access to the recording too. Thank you so much for watching this latest installment on the Intrepid Emma YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already and hit the little notification bell to make sure you never miss a video. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I create content about copywriting, content marketing, and entrepreneurship for women like you who want to connect better with their ideal clients and build a business around something that they absolutely love, so they have more freedom in their life to do work they love, to go where they want, to have the schedule they want. We really have this in common in terms of relationship building. I care deeply about this, and you're going to see that on this channel. You're going to learn the skills that will help you get there as well on this channel. You matter. So this content is for you. And that being said, ask for any content that you want me to create in the comments below. If you have a topic you want me to cover, or a skill set for copywriting, for example, you want me to cover, ask away. I am always open to suggestions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.